What's up guys, it's Caitlin B and welcome back to my channel. 2018 is such a pivotal year. I hope you guys truly feel it as much as I do. Even though we are only in month 2 of the new year, I can genuinely say that this year is going to be my most productive year to date because I've gone into this new year taking accountability for what wasn't working for me in the past, and I've created new solutions and habits that I'm just gonna keep building and building upon. I honestly am so proud of the content that I've been putting out there for you guys, whether it be on my blog, on my videos here, and especially on my Instagram. I've been having so much fun, and just all of your guys' positive responses to all that content has been so overwhelming and so amazing. And it just reassures me that I'm on the right path and I'm doing, what I'm passionate about, and you guys love it, so I'm so happy. So today I wanted to spill my secrets and my new habits that I've developed for myself, and hopefully you guys take away some helpful guidelines on how to make this your most productive year yet. So make sure you grab a pen and paper or a Word doc and pull it up while you're watching this video so you can jot down all of these notes and tips to make sure that you don't forget any of these and you can implement them in your daily routines. But before I start, I want to shout out a little girl boss story here because this is a girl boss themed video. I had to shout out L'Occitane and Rifle Paper Company because they collaborated on some adorable products. I mean, what? This packaging, you guys? This is not the cutest thing you've ever seen because I need everything. Like, hello, Anna Bond, you are amazing. She's the designer of all of the packaging, like these cute little designs. Also, you guys may not know, but the shea butter that's actually used in all these products is made from cooperatives formed exclusively by women by hand in Burkina Faso. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, but it's one of the poorest countries in the entire world. Women actually represent 52% of the population there. So needless to say, they are essential to the economic and social growth of their country. These products are truly made with love and by other girl bosses, so definitely check them out. And you guys, you can get a free gift with any L'Occitane purchase right now. So I will link them down in the description box below so you guys can go check that out if you haven't. Are we ready now? Are we ready for the 5 productive tips? Let's get into it. The first step to your most productive year is to keep a daily, weekly, or monthly to-do list and then cut that in half. A lot of us already keep to-do lists, which is great. Nothing new there, but the second part of this may be super difficult for some of us. You guys have heard me recommend them for years and years, over and over again, but I cannot stress enough just how important it is to keep these lists, just to keep yourself accountable every single day. By just doing this every single day and just making it a habit, it will become so easy that you won't even think that it's actually another task to do. It's just something as mindless to do as brushing your teeth every day. I always say a simple task or even a big goal is so much more likely to happen if you actually write it down and keep it in plain sight. We're human, we're forgetful, we have a lot on our plate, but being able to cross these things off, no matter how small or big they are, it almost boosts our confidence a bit and our work ethic, as it visually reminds us that we're actually accomplishing these things that we needed to get done. Now, the next part of this is the difficult part, and that's to take our existing to-do list and cut them in half. You may be thinking, there's no way, Caitlin, I have to get all of this done. And while that may be true, most of us fill our lists with some mindless things that we don't actually need to get done within that time frame. I will say that in the past, I have said that I like to fill my list with some smaller tasks that maybe aren't as substantial, such as eating breakfast or taking the dog out in the morning or doing my laundry. But I have changed because in order to really increase your productivity, you need to just put those things that are time sensitive and that you actually have to get done. The reason behind this is because we'll often just see our list and just gravitate towards those items that are more mindless. Like, oh, I should eat breakfast. We'll want to gravitate towards those items first because the other items are just not what we want to do. Let's just be honest. Even though we don't want to do laundry, it just seems a hell of a lot better than doing this paper that's due. While it temporarily may make you feel good to cross those items off and feel like you're being accomplished, then we end up setting ourselves up for getting really stressed out by the end of the day when we reflect and look back at our list and we're like, oh my God, I didn't do all those things that I needed to do. Got to put it on tomorrow's list and then the next day's list, because you just keep doing this like really vicious cycle and it's just not healthy. If you just have 5 things on your list, or maybe it's 10 really important things on your list that you need to get done, you'll spend your time more efficiently during the day because you'll still have that mentality that you have to cross those things off to feel good and feel accomplished, but you'll spend your time more efficiently in order to do so because you're not spending so much of your time throughout the day that you may not not even realize doing those mindless things. My next tip is to swap Netflix for a podcast. In the past, I had gotten into the habit of throwing Netflix on my desktop computer, kind of like my TV in my office room, and then I'd pull up my laptop and do my work on there while simultaneously being able to watch my show on the bigger screen. It's mainly because I just didn't have time to, sit and just watch Netflix throughout the day or TV, but honestly, who does? And even though I wasn't like fully paying attention to the show, there would be times that I would just get sucked in without even realizing, and then before you know it, it's been 4 hours that have passed and I'm still doing my work or just finishing my work, when I know if I didn't have that on, I would be able to finish that task in like a fourth of the time. This also rings true for me when I played Netflix on my laptop while I was getting ready in the morning. I swear it'll take me like twice as long to get ready in the morning just doing my makeup and hair if I have a show playing, compared to now when I have a podcast or music playing. I am just so much more efficient. But I highly suggest in the mornings when you're doing your makeup, definitely put on a podcast like on your speaker, or even just play it on your phone, because honestly, it's crazy how much better you feel in the morning when you start your day off with something uplifting. And I don't recommend any podcast for this, because sometimes we can find, just like a gossip kind of podcast or reality show podcast and get equally as sucked in, or just aren't really starting our day off on a positive note. So if you're looking for a podcast, I highly recommend Super Soul by Oprah. I will put that down in the description box below in case you guys forget. I don't know, I always just feel like my mindset has changed, my mood has changed, and I set myself up for a really positive day when I listen to that. The next step to a productive year is to nourish your mind, body, and soul. I've said it before and I'll say it again, eat as many whole foods as you possibly can. Foods that provide natural, long-lasting energy are so great for you, and they also help you focus. I know sometimes it doesn't feel like our food can really play that much effect into our mood or our work ethic, but it makes such a difference. It's such a weird cycle, because I have friends that will come to me for advice being like, I work a 9 to 5 and I want to spend my time efficiently throughout the day. I don't have time to make a healthy lunch, so I'll just grab what's convenient, and it's often packaged and nothing really good for you. It'll provide like a short amount of energy, but then it ends up making you feel lethargic, bloated, crappy, and just not productive at all. Keep a huge water bottle right next to your desk. I started doing this for myself because I fall into the habit of not drinking enough water throughout the day, and I'm like, why am I so tired? Why do I not have energy? And oftentimes it's just because we're dehydrated. I will link my favorite water bottles down in the description box below if you guys are looking for a new one, because let me tell you, having a cute water bottle is like having a cute workout outfit. You just want to use it more. Another bit of advice that I always tell my friends is that if they've never meal prepped before, this will change your life. If you or someone that you know uses the excuse that they don't have time to cook throughout the day, or they don't have time to make healthy meals, meal prepping just completely blows those out of the water. Make Sunday nights your meal prep night and just spend 1 to 2 hours making your meals throughout the week. You just pre-portion them into Tupperware. That way you can grab and go, and you'll feel good throughout the week. You don't have to spend time during the day making your meals because you already portioned them out for the week, and you'll still be spending your time wisely. I also feel that nourishing your mind and your soul is just so important as well, and I feel like so many of us neglect that. If you find yourself in a negative mindset spiral, chances are you're not prioritizing self-love, gratitude, and meditation. One thing I started doing, which is something I recommend everyone else do, so don't forget to write this down. I started getting in the habit of writing down 3 things every single morning that I am grateful for that day. And it can't be the same thing as something that you wrote down yesterday, so something completely new. And it actually is really helpful because in my planner, which is so cool, it actually has a section called the Big 3. And I just find that that's like the perfect spot in my planner to write down these 3 things every single day that I'm grateful for. But if you don't have that, you can just write it down on your computer. You can write it down on just a little post-it note, whatever it may be, but you have to physically write it down. I also took advice from a Super Soul episode. I believe this was the episode with the creator of Chicken Noodle Soup for the Soul. I believe that's what it's called. Do you guys remember those books? So he said that every night before he goes to bed, he will lay down and think of a scenario throughout that previous day that he maybe wasn't the most positive person or could have done something differently. So what he does then is he'll replay in his mind how he wished this scenario would have gone. So he'll picture himself reacting in a more positive way. I definitely implemented that as well. I try to do this every night, but sometimes I forget and just like fall right asleep. But regardless, I think just trying to get yourself in that habit as well. How has doing this made me more productive? Because I am a more happy and inspired person, I'm able to take that positive energy and throw it in my work and create something that I'm super passionate about. And I truly believe when you're super passionate about what you're creating, your work ethic just way increases. The fourth step is to make a vision board. If you guys follow me on my Instagram at @CaitlinB, I hope you all do because I love chatting with you guys over there. But you may have seen my story not too long ago where I showed you guys my vision board that's in the back over there. And I gave you guys a glimpse of a couple of the things that have come to fruition since I created it about 7 months ago. This vision board has greatly improved my productivity. It just serves as a constant reminder that my dreams and my goals are out there. I like to think of things as linear and that my goals and my dreams have already happened and I just have to put in those steps to actually make them happen. Hopefully that makes sense, but that's just like how I like to think of it. Am I doing something today to further that dream and that goal and to make this come true because it's going to come true? Within the next month here, I'm going to be doing a blog post or a video or both, talking all about vision boards, and I'll be covering my current vision board and what's come true within the 7 months that I've made it, as well as how you can make your very own vision board, what to put on it, how often to do one. So stay tuned because I think you guys are really gonna love that. And my last step is to finish the challenge first. What I mean by this is by taking the biggest, most unpleasant task or challenge of the day and conquering it head on before you do anything else on your list that day. Sure, it may be the most time consuming, which is why you want to hold it off and do it last, which yes, may make you anxious by looking at all the other tasks on your to-do list that you haven't started because you're still working on this big one. But on the other hand, if you save that big task for last, which I feel like most of us do, and I used to do myself, you also get anxious and stressed out because while you're doing some other things in the back of your mind all day, you're thinking about this huge task that you don't want to do, but you have to do, and you're just basically procrastinating doing it. Once I made this change, I started feeling so relieved and honestly like so ahead of the game. All right, babes, I hope you took some notes, and also don't forget to bookmark this video so that you can come back to it whenever you need. Share it with your friends and family who may need a little boost in productivity or motivation, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you guys don't miss a single girl boss video or wellness video in general. I have so many fun videos planned coming up. You guys do not want to miss it. I love you all so much. I hope you guys have a fabulous day, and I will see you in my next one.